Join us in today's episode as me and my family go op shopping in Moorabbin. We go and buy me some Ugg boots, and then we go cold water swimming in June in Melbourne, which seems like a terrible idea. This is a channel about reselling, buying stuff at op shops and garage sales and then flipping them on eBay and Marketplace and all the rest. However, it's also true that I have absolutely disgusting Ugg boots, and it's time to go and buy some. And apparently you can get them cheap in Moorabbin, so we're going to go to some op shops there as well. Right, so the first thing we're doing is going into this music shop in Moorabbin called Oswind or something like that, because my kids play saxophone and clarinet, and I don't really want to go in there, frankly, because I know that when I come out, I'm going to have less money. Anyway, got to do what you got to do, so in we go to the music shop. And my kids were like, can I have one of these? Can I have one of those? And I was like, mate, that's a $3,700 saxophone. No, you can't have it. And I looked around a few times and I saw all the price tags and everything, and I started to feel quite ill. So I stepped outside to get some fresh air and regain my composure, and I saw in the distance this kind of orange llama. Anyway, we left my daughter there to think about how to spend my money, and we went off to buy some Ugg boots. And as I followed my wife and son into the shop, I saw their rubbish sign, and I thought, well, hopefully that means that the Ugg boots will be really cheap. But they weren't cheap, they were very expensive, and I felt sick again, so I had to go outside once more, where I saw another large orange llama. What's going on? Anyway, we left the llama there to think about the fence and how he could just go around the sides if he wanted to, and we went into Salvo's across the road, where we knew that we were likely to find the greatest flips ever. I had a look at this Japanesey thing here. I can't remember what it was, and then I opened it up and realised it was some sort of card game thing. Not going there because I'm going to have to count all the cards and whatever, and that would be work, which is not what I'm here for. So I started looking through the DVDs because surely I'm the only savvy reseller who watches the Aussie Flipper and has come into this op shop this week and knows that if he finds a full series of some TV show that's worth a bunch of money, he's going to clean up and he's going to be able to pay off his mortgage by the end of the week. Any day now, I can feel it coming. But it wasn't really happening, so I moved on to the books, and I soon found a Michael Robot ham, which I will pick up any day of the week to bundle up and sell, but not for $4. See ya. But then I did come across this Nigella collection, an unopened collection of Nigella DVDs for $4. I don't get that excited about Nigella, but the comps were alright, so I popped it in my basket. But yeah, nah, so far the thrifting is not that exciting. Hopefully my good wife, who is actually the real genius of shopping, has found something awesome. But no, she says, I've only found some shoes that I'd like for myself, which frankly I could probably have gotten cheaper on Depop. So then we looked through some t-shirts together, which I'm doing in fast motion because I'm a little embarrassed about thinking about how maybe someone at home who knows what they're doing is looking at this going, I can't believe you just left that shirt that was worth $7,000 on the rack. Probably not, but you never know, so let's move on. Well, that was not particularly fruitful. Well, that was not particularly fruitful, but why am I not surprised? So we went back to the music shop to pick up our daughter, and then they all wanted to keep browsing, which was boring, and I needed a toilet, so I went looking for one, and I found a flippin' brewery, so that was awesome. I'd love to get a beer, man, but it's too early in the day for me. And so with one deft line, the young fella twisted my rubber elbow, and I went and sat at the front with a delicious Two Brothers IPA, and I did not regret it for 1 second. Look, discovering this brewery in Moorabbin has nothing to do with reselling stuff on eBay, but gosh, I was pleased. Cheers. After enjoying my beer, I thought I'd better get back and find the others, and on the way I found this discarded pile of rubbish, but it wasn't rubbish, actually. Well, it sort of was, but there were some interesting things in there. And true to form, Letitia's instinct for some free goodies kicked in, and she appeared by my side.
I don't know. It's pretty. What? Is it in there?
Something go this No, more glasses.
More,
Oh, check this one out.
what about the Hawks mug? Someone would buy that. What's in there?
The Canadian moose.
Oh, yeah? Could be a thing. Oh, yeah. Give it to me. Oh, yeah. Pokemon cup. That's coming home. I feel like that could be a thing. Oh, it's free. Let's just take it. Brisbane, Australia.
So we've been arguing our way all over Moorabbin and buying very little, which is great. I'm quite happy about the latter fact. Anyway, we're now going to go to Savers. In fact, we're here now. We're just parking. We're going to go to Savers, and then we're going to go home and have a nice warm bath. Or go in the cold ocean. All right, we're walking into Savers here, or as I like to call it, Spenders. And I'm sure we're going to find the most awesome thing that we could possibly find to sell on eBay. Let's do it. So big. I don't know why, but I always walk down these knick-knack aisles thinking surely I'm going to find the one, but I never do. And then I move on to the books and I look at things like this, whatever it was, can't remember, and I obviously reject it and move on. And then I think to myself, come on, why am I here? Why am I talking? What is this YouTube video even about? Oh, that's right, reselling. So we're looking in Savers for things to sell. And at this point in time, I guess that's what I was doing. Just holding my camera up and looking at the books and thinking, please, where is the bolo? I want to be like Matt from Flip Weekly and find the biggin. But clearly the biggin was not appearing. It wasn't this thing. What even is that? I don't know. Savers was pretty noisy and annoying, and then I found some products and I looked them up and I realised I could get $21 for the whole series, but they were asking for $4.99 for one DVD. I mean, it's crazy. But then I did find a book that I needed to complete a set, which was number 5, I think, in the Land of Stories. I had the rest of them at home, and I found this one for $3.95 or something like that, and you're $3.49. And I thought, oh, okay, yeah. Then I looked at it and I thought, blimey, it's kind of trashed. And so I was kind of like, will I get it? I don't know. I'll keep holding on to it for now and we'll see how we go. I got the rest of the Land of Stories books extremely cheap, so it was okay to find one $3.50 to complete the set. And then luckily, though, I found a really good one. Also $3.50, so clearly the quality of the product has no bearing on the price. But anyway, this one was in much better nick, so I took that one. So that was kind of good. I mean, look, if I was running a business and this is all I did, I drove to Moorabbin to find one $3.50 book, then I'd be up shit creek, wouldn't I, really? But I'm not. This is just a side hustle. Anything good? Yeah, right. Cassettes. Like audio cassettes.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I like to think that I'm a fairly intuitive guy, and as I walked around Savers, being pretty much unimpressed with the stock from a reselling perspective, I was picking up on a weird vibe, and then I saw this, strange guy waving at me. It was my son, who was annoyed and wanted to go, and so did I. Well, as per usual, I was particularly unimpressed with Savers. It's a bit rubbish if you ask me. Anyway, I did get this one thing that I needed to finish off a set. So I think I got the rest of the set for like $1 each. Spent $3.49 on this, which is outrageous. But I should be able to sell the whole set now. Well, 1 to 6 anyway, I think, from memory. All right, we have arrived at Black Rock and I'm feeling a little trepidatious because it's not exactly warm, is it? Anyway, I've never been to Black Rock before. As you can see from their body language, the kids were fully stoked about the idea of going cold water swimming in June in Melbourne, but actually it is a pretty cool thing to do because although it's hard to make yourself do it, afterwards you feel great. So, in the spirit of wild, crazy and hairy adventure, we marched on down to the beach like a bunch of adventurous troopers. Don't say adventurous again. Oh, too late, I just said it, but then things started to go pear-shaped. Let's catch up with the adventure. Stop saying adventure. There's no beach. There's no beach, I'm not going in there, I'll drown. So the first beach that we came to here at Black Rock wasn't really a beach. It was more of a tumultuous ocean. And I felt pretty certain that if I was to go in there, not only would I be cold, but I'd also be drowning. So we're trying down the way a bit to see if there's a gentle beach where hopefully the temperature is 20 degrees warmer. And so on we marched like some sort of small family of hardcore extreme adventurers. Not going in there. To be honest, there's really only one hardcore extreme sports adventurer in the family, and she was a little disappointed when I said that the rest of us would kind of like to be warm and not dead. Yeah, no, we're not swimming here. People will drown and die. It's scary. And so reluctantly I followed my family away from the beach and back towards civilization, but I don't want you to be disappointed, so here is a historical cold water swimming flashback. There we are. Manhood proof. I must say that right about now lunch is looking like a pretty good idea. Yeah, so we went to Moorabbin and we didn't buy any Ugg boots and we didn't really find any good things to flip in the op shops, and we didn't go cold water swimming in Black Rock, but we did come across this excellent Greek restaurant. And the bloke that ran it was really lovely. And firstly, we discussed Greek food, of course, which was of great interest to me because I was starving. And then we talked about the most important thing in the world, football, aka soccer. And then we did what all families do when they are happy and warm and dry, which is look at their phones and gleefully await their lunch while having a delicious Greek beer and not really much hair, and looking at their phone with expensive nails that I paid for because of some school formal or something. I don't know. Gosh, it never ends, does it? Anyway, this is going on for too long. Yes, hurry up. Scroll faster. Get on with it, will you? What's the boy doing? Has anyone seen him? Ah, yeah, there he is. No worries. Probably just racking up another 1 million views on TikTok. Anyway, the food came out and it was quite fabulous, and we'd ordered way too much, we were sure. But there must have been some sort of food pickpocket around or something, because, you know, I blinked a couple of times and next thing you know, it was all gone. Thank you, Paquetto Greek Street Food. Greek food for the win. That was delicious, and at least something went right today. Okay, it's time to go now. Bye.